Thank you, Jesus. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I just wanted to get on. I just want to get on to recap, to pray. I will say, I'm in my home, so if you hear something in the background, it's my dog Shadow. Um, but I definitely wanted to get on to recap from earlier this morning and what I've been teaching on these last few weeks in church. We've been talking about leadership or building a team, rather, let me say that, building a team. And I think it's very important that we understand the importance of building a team. You know, sometimes we are so used to being independent that we don't realize that we need one another. Sometimes we make comments like, we can do this by ourselves, or we don't need anyone, or we don't care about whatever. Let me do me. And that is in no way, shape, or form the attributes of a team member. Sometimes you do have to do things by yourself because sometimes it's just you. But when you have a solid team, it's important, or at least for me, in my opinion, and this is what I teach in our ministry, it's important to know those who are around you, whether it is in your ministry, whether it is on your job, whether it is in your family. It's important to know those who are among you. And it's also important that those who are among you, that we allow people to enter to our space to tell us the truth. So many times, I have been in environments where people think that it is all about them and what they can do, and not make space for other ideas or other plans or just solutions. And I often tell people that the reason why there's a problem is because no one has solved the problem. So if one person had the answer to everything, then there'll be no need, to help out in such area. It will still be a problem. So you have to understand who's with you and allow them to be used. Allow their strengths to be strengthened so they can be stronger. And even in the midst of that, that is still really working on their weakness. One of the things that I found out when I was a supervisor in a particular pharmaceutical company, me and my former supervisor used to talk about putting a fast packer with someone who is slow. And the logic is we are all competitors by rights, nature. That's just something that's in us. So even if you have a weak person beside of a stronger person, that is okay sometimes, especially if that person's really strong mentally and, of course, physically, right? So the goal is to get the weak to compete against that person who's much stronger, to give them the encouragement, or again bring forth that competitive zeal so that they can do just as much as the other person. So when we talk about teamwork, when we talk about building people that's going to last, it's okay Come on, Shadow. It's okay if we have somebody that's around that may be weak, or maybe, for example, they don't know as much as the other person. It's okay if that is the situation in some sense. Okay, but what you want to do is you want to connect them to people who can help pull them up. Okay, it is not necessary to shine. Okay, all by yourself. Okay, it's because as I've been saying, when you win, you all win. It's not about one person. And I know sometimes we like to, especially if we're competitive people. Well, as being competitive, we like to win. We like to be the star of the show. But at the end of the day, a win is a win for everyone. Yes, I do understand there's some people who like for their names to be called out, the most. I get that. But I also understand that that reason is a bigger picture than what I can talk about at this particular time, if I can say that. But this morning and even the days before, as we were talking about building a team that lasts, I need for you to understand that if we're going to last in anything, whether it is a relationship with a person, whether it is a job, whether it is a ministry, even, just being all we know to be for God, we have to make some decisions. We have to say, hey, I am going to bite into the vision that God has given me. Outside of that, when you know who you are, far as your place in that vision, then you will refuse to be distracted. And distraction, excuse me, distraction is going to be the next thing that I talk about because distraction comes in many forms. We are often distracted by the little things. One of the things that we teach in elementary, and I'm new to elementary, so let me say this. One of the things that I have learned this school year is that in order for the child to get some stamina, to be able to hang on in there for the reading part, for example, of their EOG, we need to practice reading. We need to put some skills, get them some skills that they can utilize so that they can stay awake long enough to take the EOGs, and of course be successful in it. So there has to be some stamina in what you do. If not, you're going to be easily distracted. Now, I told you before as I started this live feed that I'm at home and I have a dog. My dog, he requires my attention. He is just like a baby. I mean, he is truly, truly just like another human being living here. But if I wasn't focused, I would be distracted by him. But I have made up in my mind today, this is what I was going to do. So I know what he needs. I know the attention that he needs, but I also know that I have to remain focused so that I can articulate what it is that I need to say because I made it as a purpose to get on here to do a live. That's why I'm saying distractions come in many forms, but you have to be prepared, especially if you have a vision. If there's something that you have set out to do, if a distraction comes in or something comes in to distract you, then you have to be strong in that area and not get off, because that's what distraction wants you to do. It wants you to stop doing what it was that you was doing. And as a leader and just as a team member, that's something that we can no longer do. We can't get distracted because of other people's distractions. You know, other people may not be focused. Don't let that rub off on you. Just because so and so is not doing what they should or could be doing, don't let that be a distraction and cause you to stop doing what you know to do. If you know to do right, just do it, right? So as we build up our teams, we need to know again who's on our team. We need to know that everybody knows their position. I said before, as a ball player, when I used to play basketball, I'm not a good dribbler. So there was no point in giving me the ball up top, no telling what was going to happen. But my strength was down low. So when you know a person's strength, that's where you want to keep them, unless you are building them up. Okay. Unless you are building them with someone who's even stronger than them, far as within their weakness. All right. Hope that's making sense. So today we talked about building people, building a team that's going to last, knowing the vision. What is the vision? Everybody should have a vision for themselves, their household, their company, their children. What is your vision? Don't wait till something happen and let that be the thing that provokes you to do right or to want more. What is it that you can say far as within yourself that you want to do? That's something I want you to think on this week. What is the vision? Write the vision, make it plain so that they who read it, you read it. What is that you want to read? Well, I don't like to read. Well, you have to figure out something, okay? Put sticky notes or index cards throughout your house, in your car, text message, send yourself a text message or email, but don't let the vision, go away. Keep the vision. Yes, it is for an appointed time, but hey, the appointed time could be tomorrow. And are you ready for it? So that's what I want you to think about. All right. I want you to think about those who are around you. Think about your circle. I heard another pastor say it's not so much the circle, though. He said it's more so like who's in the corner, because when something happens, is there going to be somebody in the corner that's going to have your back? And I totally get that. But until, we dig a little bit deeper than that, let's just concentrate on our circle. Let's concentrate on knowing those who are around us. Let's concentrate on building from within so that you can be the best that you know how. All right. Well, again, I just want to touch base with you. I will probably be back on after I take him a walk. All right. So he definitely, again, is wanting some attention, but I told y'all he's a needy dog. All right. But come on, Shadow. Come up so they can see you. Come here. Come up so they can see you. Come up. Okay. So he's not going to do it, but yeah. Let's stay focused, keep the vision in mind, watch for distractions, okay? Ask God, show me, what is a distraction? Am I a distraction? And how do you fix that? All right? All right, let me take this boy out for a walk. And again, I'll be back on. All right? God bless.